Oh, see, guys, hating on Trump is like super popular because the incredibly affluent crowd at the U.S. Open, they booed Trump, who is simultaneously on death's door, but then at the same time looks fine and dandy when he's out there on the dais. I didn't bite on any of that, oh my God, is Trump sick shit that was running around last week or something like that, because the same media that was reporting he is, minutes away from death had also spent the previous 4 years telling us that Joe Biden was the peak of physicality and the most healthy president we have ever seen in our fucking lifetime. So color me a little bit skeptical of what the media wants to prop up. But hey, he was booed. He was booed at a sporting event. But normally when he goes to those, like he'll go to a NASCAR race, or he'll go to a college football, or even an NFL football game, and he'll get overwhelming support. What happened? Maybe, hey guys, maybe the American citizen, they just don't like Trump anymore. Okay, President Donald Trump returned to Queens, the New York City borough where he grew up, for the U.S. Open men's final on Sunday, and he got a Bronx cheer from the crowd when Trump was shown briefly on the jumbotrons at Arthur Ashe Stadium during the singing of the U.S. national anthem, with the president standing in salute. Fans responded with an audible cascade of boos, as could be heard on the ABC telecast. Okay, there were also some attendees who clapped, per tennis journalist Ben Rothenberg. Hearing the crowd's reaction, Trump offered a smirk, which briefly made the boos louder. Oh, okay, cool, man. Maybe that's just another sign that, hey man, public sentiment about Trump, it's definitely changed, because hey, who else is capitalizing on this? And you know what, is definitely being rewarded for it in a long-lasting, not at all disingenuous way? That would be South Park, okay? Because season 27, which started up, what was that, at the end of July? It's funny, right? Like, it was such a landmark moment, and now they're, 3 or 4 episodes into this, because they're just taking their sweet time with it, I guess. But South Park season 27 sets a ratings record as the show jokes about the Trump administration, and so far, every single episode has just been Orange Man bad. Now, I know some people that know a lot more about South Park than I do, have also talked about how, it's probably going to end up being a reveal at the end of it, or it's not actually Trump, it's Saddam Hussein, but they've done this before with but bro, nobody gives a fuck about modern South Park, especially the episodic shit. Like, the specials, I guess, get a little bit more credit, but still, they have not been at the front of anybody's mind for years at this point. A couple weeks back, I went through the ratings on this, and it's like, oh yeah, South Park has been steadily in the who gives a fuck category when it comes to overnight ratings for a very long time. But now, all of a sudden, because they want to go full Orange Man bad, well, the boundary-pushing animated comedy South Park set its own ratings record after the second episode skewered Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. According to Paramount's newly released ratings, the August 6th episode of the series was the highest-rated episode since 2018 and a biggest share in series history. Season 27, Episode 2 drew 6.2 million global multi-platform viewers across Comedy Central and Paramount Plus in the first 3 days, Paramount Global said. That's a slight increase from the premiere episode, which reached nearly 6 million views in the same time frame. So yeah, it just clearly must be the case that, that Trump and the Trump administration, they're just not popular, and that so many people are just done with all of their showboating, and they are just not popular with people. And the people that were, writing articles when South Park was making their Ozempic specials, deriding them for body shaming, are now all of a sudden picking up their cause, because South Park is shaping up to be the new SNL of the Trump era. If you thought the season 27 premiere was ballsy, wait until you see their latest episode. Wow, Slate becoming a shill for South Park. That's interesting. But hey guys, South Park has always been neutral. They've always attacked both sides. There's no delicate way of saying this, but I'll just come right out and say it. About halfway through the most recent episode of South Park, an impish J.D. Vance offers to help a micropenis supporting Donald Trump have sex with the devil by saying, would you like me to apply the baby oil to Satan's asshole, boss? Wow, that's so funny. Given the same episode also shows Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem violently murdering no fewer than a dozen puppies. This just sounds like peak comedy, doesn't it? I was rather shocked we didn't get a shot of Vance lubricating things up for the president's satanic sodomy session. Oh my god, I love alliteration. Second episode of South Park's 27th season, which aired on Comedy Central on Wednesday night, was more evidence that creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker are among the few powerful people in the media still willing to risk the ire of the White House by challenging the MAGA movement. Oh, this is so fucking tired. I can't even put on a fucking face for this shit anymore. There's some of the few who are still willing to push back against Trump and the administration. Go fuck your mother. Dude, this has been the same fucking horseshit that we have had to deal with for 10 plus years. Now, I'm a Trump supporter. I've been a Trump supporter for as long as he's been a serious political contender. As somebody who shares the same first name, right? Looking around and, trying to figure out, I'm sure everybody's done this. It's like, okay, who's a famous person who has the same name as you? It's like, okay, there's like a handful of athletes, but when it comes to other prominent Donalds, you have Donald Sutherland and Donald Trump, and I'd always considered Trump prior to his 2015 ascendancy to be kind of an insufferable asshole. When I got to know him, understand him, and listen to his actual thoughts on the matter, I started to kind of like him a lot more. But even still, I have voiced my disagreements with the guy, and quite a few of them this year. But even still, all this shit is so fucking tired, and especially from South Park, who wanted to sit out the 2024 election cycle because there was no more jokes to make about Trump. And what do you do for an entire fucking season? You skewer the president, huh? You didn't have anything to say about him. But hey, okay, so far for the reported numbers that are out there, at least for episodes 1 and 2, right? They were watched by a lot of people, but as for the ratings for episode 3, well, at least I don't have them at time of recording, but at least we have the opinion of the people that continue to watch South Park, outside of the sycophantic media, that is. High viewership doesn't always mean that it's that great art is being produced. This becomes clear when you look at the rest of the season 27 audience rating. Okay, yeah, so the second episode, Got a Nut, currently ranks 72nd. That would be in the pantheon of South Park episodes. The next, Sycophancy, drops all the way to 246 out of 325 episodes, making it one of the worst reviewed in the series. South Park's signature sense of social satire is still dripping from every frame, but season 27 will continue to see diminishing returns if the creators keep trying to double down on Sermon on the Mount's success, which is apparently what they're doing, because this is the big running joke. This is the overarching story throughout season 27, and well, when you compare it with the rest of the fare on cable television and also streaming, you realize that it comes up, well, in fact, quite short. Because when you take a look at the, overall ratings for streaming shows from August 4th through August 10th, okay, so yeah, the second episode came out on the 6th, right? So you would have had those +3 numbers in there as well, and you realize that, well, it's nowhere on here at all whatsoever. Wednesday, King of the Hill, K-pop Demon Hunters, Bluey, which I don't even think has new episodes coming out, SpongeBob SquarePants, Grey's Anatomy. What about originals? Maybe it's under originals. Okay, so the new stuff that's coming out, and nope, not on there at all whatsoever. It's almost like these new South Park episodes, they're being watched once by the people that just want to hate against Trump, and then they immediately fall out of favor. And now that people are seemingly turning on the content on review sites, let's just say the whole Orange Man Bad phenomenon is once again another machination by the outdated, dilapidated corpse of the media. You already knew it was a bad sign when they were already propping up South Park, because what were they doing? Were they complimenting anything outside of that one singular plot thread? Because apparently, I hear from people that were watching it as well, that is just one of several different plot threads going on. But no, they didn't talk about anything other than, hey, take a look, South Park is on our side. But now the audience is starting to turn away from them. So yes, maybe Slate's proclamation that South Park is shaping up to be the new SNL of the Trump era. Why do you need a new SNL? Oh, right, because you went through a previous Trump era. Now South Park's doing the exact same things. Congratulations, you fucking played yourself. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.